Cruelletta DeVille shrugged out of her full-length faw calico coat, peeled off elbow-length black gloves, and plopped down on a wooden bench behind a maintenance shed. DizzyWorld landscape architects had designed the shed to be strategically hidden behind dozens of multicolored azalea shrubs. Native to Florida, the flowering plants smelled like honeysuckle. In defiance of the Enchanted Kingdom's no smoking policy, she pulled a pack of menthol cigarettes and lighter from her bra and lighted up. With lips painted the same scarlet as her fingernails, she blew smoke in the direction of Stinkerbelle, who sat on a nearby bench. "Hot day, eh?" said Stink. "Gee, I don't know. Is it? This is Florida in August, and I'm wearing fake fucking fur, so while I might be the mistress of alliteration, I'm damn sure no weatherman." Stinkerbelle muttered under her breath, "Bitch." Cruelletta, also known as Lily Shaughnessy, hated Florida, summer, the heat, sweating, and Stinkerbelle. The scantily clad fairy had been included on Lily's personal hate list for no other reason than being scantily clad. The only thing she loathed more than the direct causes of her thighs sporting a rash as bumpy as the mumps on a cat's tongue was Thorgildson Shaughnessy, her future ex-husband. Thor was the reason she had been forced to work as a character greeter at DizzyWorld. Earlier in the day, she received a phone call from her attorney, Sarah Bernstein. Lily selected Bernstein because of the woman's reputation as the step-back queen of Orlando. When she got in the face of any opposing counsel of the male persuasion, he'd take a step back and sometimes wet his pants. She was a damn scary broad, and to get through her divorce, Lily knew she needed a castrating overachiever on her side. Bernstein informed her client that Thor's attorney wasn't happy about their latest set of demands, which included half of Thor's business. Lily had doubts about such a drastic move and dreaded the upcoming shitstorm. Lily was not having a good year, but she was confident it would not get any worse. She took another deep drag on her cigarette and thought about the brute she'd spent the last 15 years with, and shuddered. What kind of idiot got shit-faced and fell in love with an oaf because of the tattoo on his ass? Sure, the blushing porky pig, coyly covering presumed genitalia with piggy fingers was adorable, but hardly a reason to imagine herself in love. Thor didn't even get the tattoo because of a well-developed sense of whimsy, but because of his obsession with pork chops. The boorish butcher and the verbose vegetarian. What a fucking pair, she thought. Their entire relationship would be a psychiatrist's wet dream. Not that she could ever talk her husband into marriage counseling. The prick. Thor constantly accused her of talking too much and eating too little. Too little meat. On their first date, Lily ordered a club sandwich because she loved bacon. In an inept attempt to impress, he cured her of that love when he took her on the grand tour of Thor's House of Meat. As far as she was concerned, he should have called it Thor's House of Horrors. He insisted on displaying his dissecting skills, and after an hour of observing the gore and listening to the dreadful thwacking sound of the cleaver separating flesh from bone, Lily left the room vowing to become a vegetarian. The experience grossed her out more than the first time she saw an uncircumcised penis. She still became queasy at the sight of raw meat and refused to cook meals for her carnivorous husband. Lily reached up and pulled the Cruelletta DeVille wig off her head, dropped it at her feet, and sneered at the purple and white monstrosity. She nudged it with the toe of one of her black pumps, and without thinking, stood and drop-kicked it into a clump of azalea bushes. Lily slumped back down on the bench and ran her fingers through her short brown hair. It was damp and matted after 2 hours beneath the wig. She sighed. Her waist-length hair had always been her best feature, but after her first day as a greeter in the oppressive heat, she drove directly to a beauty salon and had it cut as short as possible. Stinkerbelle, a delicate redhead who appeared to be in her 20s, said, "You're an angry person, aren't you?" Lily glared at her, but refrained from commenting. "Angry and sad. Do you want to talk about it? Maybe I can help." "You help me?" Lily asked in disbelief. "Are you shitting me? I've got cellulite on my inner thighs that's older than you." "See, that's what I mean. That kind of self-deprecating humor is a sign of not only low self-esteem, but self-loathing and probably depression originating from some childhood trauma. Were you molested as a child?" "No, but my dog died. Were you dropped on your head as a child?" Stinkerbelle laughed. "Lots of times. I had 4 older brothers. Sorry, I'm a psychology major over at the university, and sometimes I tend to analyze strangers." "Does your psychobabble ever get you beat up?" Lily asked. "Not so far. Are you planning to be the first to kick my ass?" "Hell no. It's too fucking hot to get in a fight with Stinkerbelle, Ph.D. What's your name?" "Promise not to laugh?" "No, but I promise not to care." Stinkerbelle giggled and said, "Starlight." Lily's mouth formed a perfectly round hole, and she lost no time filling it with a coffin nail. She blew a smoke ring in Starlight's direction and said, "Let me guess, hippie parents?" "Oh, it's worse than that. I was conceived on a beautiful autumn night beneath stars which shimmered as brightly as the love glow in a mermaid's eyes. At least, that's what my mother always told me." For the first time since her teens, Lily choked on her cigarette smoke. Once the wheezing stopped, she said, "No wonder you chose psychology as a major. Therapist, heal thyself." Starlight grinned. "Exactly. Of course, I didn't have it as tough as my brothers. Ocean view, eruption, whirlwind, and avalanche." "Was your mother Looney Tunes?" The younger woman leaned forward, brought her finger to her lips, and whispered, "Shh! Don't forget what they stressed at orientation. We're not allowed to mention Warner Brothers." Lily surprised herself by cracking up. She had forgotten how satisfying a good belly laugh could be. Starlight joined in, and at that moment, Lily discovered she liked the young woman dressed as Stinkerbelle. "Seriously, what's up with those names?" "I'm messing with you. My mother wasn't influenced by bad poetry when it came to naming my brothers. Their names are Steve, Jeff, Carson, and Dan." "I'm Lily. What should I call you? Star?" "As long as you don't call me Black Hole, Supernova, or Uranus, we're cool." "So, Star, how do you like your job?" "Are you kidding? I love walking around in a skimpy outfit and being swarmed by sticky children while their perverted fathers brush their boners up against my ass. It's a career choice I've dreamed of since junior high. How do you like yours?" "It has its perks. On the way over here, I accidentally stepped on the foot of a fat 4th grader wearing sandals. When he started shrieking like a gay guy at a track lighting sale, I stayed in character and asked if he owned any calico kittens. I bet his stupid parents are still trying to calm him down." "That's priceless. With an attitude like that, how did you ever get hired to bring joy to the hearts of small children?" "I'm sleeping with a guy in human resources, but there's a lot more to the story of how I ended up miserable in the gigglingest place on earth." "I'm on the clock for another hour, and it's obvious you're aware of the biggest perk of being a character greeter." "Hiding out," Lily said. They both laughed and then settled in as Lily chain-smoked and tried to explain her love-hate relationship with the most pig-headed man alive.